The warehouse doors explode inward with violent roar, ripped apart by a barrage of gunfire that tears through the metal sheets like an angry beast trying to claw its way inside. Sparks burst across the dim air, bright, furious, frantic, lighting the huge space for split seconds at a time. The steel demons react instantly. Years of fights, raids, ambushes, this is what they're built for. They dive behind crates, forklifts, and rusted machinery, weapons already up and returning fire. The sound is deafening. Bullets slam into steel, ricochet off pipes, shred through wooden crates filled with God knows what. And above all the chaos, one sound slices through Reaper's heart like a blade. Lily screaming through the duct tape, a sound no father should ever hear. Her little body shakes violently, her eyes wide and wet, terror swallowing her whole. Reaper does not flinch. He does not blink. He doesn't even breathe for a second. He simply locks onto her, his daughter, trembling in the middle of hell, and his world narrows down to one savage purpose. Get her out. Get her safe. Kill anyone who tries to stop him. He jerks his chin at Stitch. Get her behind cover. Now! Stitch moves without hesitation. He drops to his stomach and crawls fast and low, bullets zipping overhead. When he reaches Lily, he slices the ropes with one clean swipe of his knife. He tears the tape off her mouth and scoops her into his arms. She clings to him instantly, sobbing, "Daddy, Daddy." The sound nearly buckles Reaper's knees. Nearly, but he forces himself still, forces the rage down into a tight coil inside his chest. He raises his gun toward the entrance where Dante Ruiz and a swarm of his armed men are pouring in like cockroaches scattering from the light. Dante steps forward first, smiling that greasy, unhinged smile that screams, "I think I'm untouchable." Thin, wiry, wild-eyed. Every inch of him looks like someone who's been awake for 3 days and is about to make bad decisions. Well, Reaper Stone, he drawls, spread his arms as if greeting an old friend instead of his own executioner. Told you I'd get even, didn't I? He nods toward Lily. You messing with my business cost me 80 grand. Consider this, his grin widens, interest. Reaper's voice drops to a deadly rumble. You're going to die today. Dante laughs, high and manic. Am I? Because I got 20 guns on your boys and your precious daughter. And you? What do you have? 7 fighters. 8! Reaper does not respond, because he sees something Dante doesn't. Movement. Behind him. Quiet. Subtle. Intentional. Marcos Varela, the man who kidnapped Lily, has slipped behind a support beam. Rifle raised. Breathing slow. Eyes locked on Dante. Not Reaper. Not Lily. Dante. Reaper's muscles tighten. His mind calculates 100 outcomes in one breath. Dante keeps talking, pacing slowly, unaware of the barrel aimed at his spine. You think you can run the city? You think your patch means something? You think. Boom. The gunshot cracks through the warehouse like lightning. Dante jerks violently as a bullet tears through his shoulder. Blood sprays across the floor. He spins, screaming, "You traitor!" And then hell fully opens. Gunfire erupts from both sides in a brutal, chaotic hailstorm. The muzzle flashes turn the warehouse into a stuttering nightmare of light and shadow. The sound is so loud it feels physical, punching the air, vibrating the walls, rattling bones. Reaper moves like a ghost through the chaos. Silent, precise, deadly. He fires 2 shots. 2 bodies drop. He ducks behind a forklift, pops out, drops another. His movements are fluid and terrifying. The embodiment of a man who has nothing left to lose except the one thing he's fighting for, his little girl. He spots Stitch crouched behind pallets, shielding Lily with his entire body. She's curled against him, eyes squeezed shut, hands clamped over her ears, trembling uncontrollably. Reaper's heart rips in half, but he keeps firing. Stitch. Reaper shouts over the gunfire. Get her out the back. Stitch yells back. Blocked! They've got the exits covered. The warehouse door suddenly rolls shut behind the Ruiz men, slamming like a coffin lid. The lock clicks. Metal shutters down. They are trapped inside a steel tomb. Reaper swears under his breath. This isn't intimidation. This isn't leverage anymore. This is an execution attempt. Across the warehouse, Marcos is still firing at Ruiz's men. His voice cracks with panic and anger. They didn't tell me it was a kid. I ain't dying for that bastard. A Ruiz soldier shouts, "You kidnapped the wrong kid, Varela. You're dead either way." Marcos fires again. Headshot. The man drops. For a split second, Reaper and Marcos lock eyes. Not allies, not friends, but two men temporarily pointed in the same direction. One reason unites them. The enemy wants Lily dead. RC slide behind Reaper, reloading quickly. "We're pinned, boss. They've got numbers. We need a choke point." Reaper scans a warehouse with a fighter's instinct. High ground, visibility, control. His eyes land on the catwalk stairs. "There," he orders. "Ghost, RC, take the high ground." Ghost and RC sprint for the stairs, bullets tearing past. Ghost fires upward, clearing the walkway of two Ruiz shooters before they even reach the halfway point. Reaper covers them, laying down precise bursts that force Ruiz's men behind machinery. The tide shifts. Just an inch, then another. The demons push forward, step by step, gaining ground. But then, Dante disappears. Reaper's instincts scream. He turns, scans, calculates. Where would a coward go? Where would he strike next? Then he sees it. Dante has slipped behind a stack of crates on the far side of the warehouse. He isn't holding a gun anymore. He's holding a syringe, filled with a thick, black, oily liquid. Reaper's blood freezes. Dante lunges toward Lily, grabbing her arm and yanking her tight against him. The syringe hovers inches from her neck. One more step, and she dies stone. Dante snarls, spittle flying. Lily screams, thrashing, try to shrink away from the needle. Stitch is frozen beside her, torn between jumping Dante or protecting Lily. Reaper lowers his gun slightly, but only slightly. "Dante," he says, voice calm like a storm eye. "If you hurt her, your death will last hours." "Oh, I know," Dante sneers. "But watching you crumble, that's worth everything." He presses the needle harder. "Another inch," he hisses, and she gets a dose of black tar straight into... Crack! A gunshot splits the air. Dante jolts. The syringe slips. His body collapses. A hole sits dead center between his eyes. Marco stands behind him, rifle still smoking. His voice trembles. Nobody hurts a kid. Nobody. Reaper doesn't waste a second. He grabs Lily, pulls her into his arms, and holds her so tight she disappears against his chest. She sobs into him, shaking uncontrollably. "Daddy, I want to go home. Daddy." "I've got you," he whispers, voice breaking. "I've got you, baby girl." The room falls into a stunned hush, broken only by Snake's shaky breaths. Reaper stands over him, chest rising and falling like a machine built for war, eyes locked on the man who took his daughter. Instinctive fear ripples across the gang. None of them move. None of them dare. Snake swallows hard, throat clicking, because he sees it now. This isn't rage. This is something colder, older, carved into Reaper's bones. "Where is she?" Reaper repeats, quieter this time, and somehow more terrifying because of it. Creature storms in from the back hall, boots pounding. "Boss!" "I found the room. Chains on the floor, dirty mattress." "No, kid." His massive hands curl into fists. They moved her. A violent tremor runs through Reaper's jaw. Snake blurts, I can take you. I can take you to her. She's alive. We didn't. I swear we didn't touch her." Reaper grips Snake's collar and drags him to his feet, like he weighs nothing. "You're walking in front." Outside, the sun is dipping behind the abandoned buildings, staining the sky with blood-red streaks. The steel demons line the alley like armored shadows. Engines rumble low, restless, like they can taste violence in the air. Scar tosses Reaper's helmet. "We got your back. Every last one of us." Reaper doesn't answer. He just pushes Snake ahead, one hand tight on the man's shoulder, the other clenched so hard his knuckles crack. He mounts his bike, Snake shoved into the sidecar, flanked by two riders who never take their guns off him. The whole convoy roars to life. 30 bikes thunder out of the alley, forming a moving wall of steel and fury around Reaper. Civilians scatter. Cars pull to the curb. Even traffic lights seem to hesitate. They tear across the city, following Snake's frantic directions through back streets and industrial yards, until the convoy screeches to a stop outside a decaying storage facility. Snake raises both hands, trembling. That's it. Unit 49. She's inside. Reaper is off his bike before the kickstand hits the ground. He marches to the unit door and checks the lock. Fresh. Force from inside. His pulse spikes. Creature lifts his shotgun. Say the word. Reaper nods. 1 blast. 2. The metal latch breaks. The roll-up door rattles upward. Darkness greets them. Reaper storms into the shadows, sweeping the flashlight beam across crates, broken furniture, trash, and... Daddy? The tiny voice cracks like lightning. Reaper spins, heart lurching into his throat. Lily stands behind a stack of crates, arms wrapped around herself, cheeks dirty and streaked with tears. Her little backpack hangs loose on one shoulder. She hasn't lost it. She held on to it like a lifeline. Reaper drops to his knees, so fast the concrete scrapes them. Lilybug. She runs into his arms with a broken sob. His whole body shudders as he wraps around her, pulling her close, burying his face in her hair like he'll never breathe again unless he feels her in his arms. I was scared, she whispers. Not anymore, he says, voice hoarse. Daddy's here. Daddy's got you. The steel demons turn away, suddenly quiet, like they're witnessing something sacred. After a long moment, Reaper stands with Lily in his arms. His eyes shift to Snake, who is being held at gunpoint near the door. Lily's grip tightens. Daddy, he's a bad man. Reaper looks at Snake, really looks at him, the tremor in his knees, the panic in his eyes, the stink of fear rolling off him like sweat. Reaper hands Lily gently to Scar. Keep her behind you. Don't let her see. Scar nods and shields her with his body. Reaper walks to Snake with a calmness that freezes everyone around them. You kidnapped my daughter, he says. You threaten my family. You put your hands on what I protect. Snake collapses to his knees. Please, I didn't know. That, Reaper cuts in, was your first mistake. The club closes in, forming a silent circle around the man. There is no shouting, no show, no need for it. Their president moves with purpose, with certainty, with a cold precision he earned long before he ever sat on a throne of chrome and steel. Snake's screams don't last long. When it's over, Reaper walks back to his daughter, hands and boots stained with the price of her safety. Lily lifts her head from Scar's shoulder, eyes wide but trusting. Daddy, she whispers. Yeah, baby? Can we go home now? Reaper softens. For the first time all day, something human returns to his expression. Yeah, Lilybug, we're going home. The steel demons form around them, a protective circle of engines and leather and loyalty. As they roll out into the night, Lily sits in front of her father on the bike, tiny hands gripping the handlebars, head resting against his chest. They don't look back. Steel demons never look back. And Reaper? He holds his daughter a little tighter, rides a little slower, breathes a little deeper. Because tonight, he didn't just save her life. She saved his.